boy. Hopping back into the grind for 100% inside order. Not only because I want to, but also because helps to unwind after a pretty stressful scrim we just had. It's not to say it was a bad scrim. We intend to VOD review it this upcoming Wednesday, where I will definitely learn a lot of stuff about this game and get much better at it, hopefully. But I'm in the moment, losing a lot of games back to back doesn't feel great. But until we do that on Wednesday, I don't care, because it's back to blowing up gelatins and pretending like I'm insane at this game. I said I'd do the bucket next, so I'll stick to that. I should. What the hell is the common chip in this palette? Support. Support and drone chips. Purple and light blue. That's going to be the build this time. I think a lot of the purple chips I still have barely investment in. I'll have to get to that eventually. Honestly, the Chrome Slosher doesn't feel too different from regular V Slosher. Maybe it's a little bit shorter range, but otherwise this feels pretty similar to what it actually is. Can I have a Trash Strikes, please? Nice. I'm sure my friends and colleagues who play V Slosher would tell me I'm a complete moron and that the Order Slosher is complete trash compared to what it's supposed to be, but someone who doesn't play Bucket, this feels pretty good. Normally when I pick up the Chrome Weapons, my first thought is I do not want to play this for 10 floors minimum before it begins to feel like an actual gun. But here's you know what? This ain't too shabby. Oh jeez. I feel like it should be said that I'm after rollers, I feel like Slosh is probably the weapon class I have the least experience with. I did play quite a bit of Sloshing Machine back in the day, but I always consider Sloshing Machine to play a lot more like a blaster than a slosher. Damn, not bad. Maybe this time I'll finally get a run that doesn't take me over an hour to complete. Oh shit, don't do that. Thank you. Damn it. Oh, they're all grouped together. Shit, I should just wait. Do they run away from the things? They do. I've had a lot of people tell me Tri-Strike's one of the best specials for this mode, especially for destroying portals instantly. I'll have to see how that shakes out. If I get a chance to change my sub-weapon, I might, because I feel like Suction Bomb isn't particularly great here, just for how slow and ink-hungry it is. I feel like Sidorder definitely values speed over power in a lot of instances. Just because of how easy it is to get overwhelmed by enemies. High tower floor? Earlier today, I was actually doing some open with some of my old colleagues in Div 3 last season. And a weird thing about Div 3 and CCA is that a surprising chunk of us used to be pretty prolific TF2 players, myself included. So I see High Tower in the name of this floor, and immediately that brings back memories of that game. Where's the other portal? That might miss. Oh no, I got it. It'd be a damn fool not to go for these. Damn it. See if I can't just get Ink Strike for the last one. Works pretty well. And these are all garbage. I might as well hit up the vending machine. Oh, actually, something my teammate was telling me in practice earlier today that I never noticed is how the elevator music gets more intense the higher up you get. So I'm going to make a conservative effort to listen out for that this time. We'd have so much ink saver. Ah, shoot, it's this one. I like this ink color a lot. I can't remember if I mentioned this on stream, or like in an earlier session. But I think I might have mentioned how I thought the ink color you get was based off the last like chip color you equipped. Apparently, it's actually based on a combination of all the chips in your palette. So you can get like any number of different shades of like blue, pink, red, purple, green, like all the different chip colors, right? Like any number of shades that are in between all of them. And I'm picking up because this particular shade of blue is very pretty. Oh god, that better hit him. And we're fine. Trash trucks definitely make that one a lot easier. Boss time. I'm kind of hoping for a particular boss because I want an excuse to talk about it. Nah, I didn't get it. I guess while we're fighting Discount Octawar, though, I do want to mention I think in a previous session I mentioned how I thought a lot of the bosses inside Order were pretty underwhelming. Like Parallel Cannon is literally just recycled Octoling fights but reskinned with a few new perks, like how they can glide it on the drone and use splashdown. How this guy's kind of just like a big damage sponge who constantly runs away from you. And then also, what's it called? Asynchronous Rondo is kind of just like not a challenge, I guess. Like I don't know, like it just didn't feel very significant or like impactful. Like it didn't make much of an impression on me. So for a while, I was like, yeah, I feel like none of the bosses in Side Order, or at least the basic ones, they aren't like that great. But upon further consideration, I'm actually starting to appreciate them a lot more, I think. And I think part of that is because I thought that would work. I think part of why is because I'm beginning to realize that like a lot of the bosses inside Order they're not very structured. Like they don't have like clear cut like cycles or like attack patterns they do. Like the bosses in like every other Splatoon game, right, in the main game. And for a while, I thought that was kind of strange. But looking back at it, I realized the reason why they had to do that, make the bosses so unstructured and like kind of just generic in terms of how you defeat them. Because like pretty much every boss, aside from Parallel Cannon, obviously, because that's just fighting Octolings just dressed up to look like Agent 4. All the bosses in Side Order are kind of just hit their weak points over and over again, right? And I think the reason why they made them so like generic and unstructured is because they have to be designed to work with any palette you might equip, right? And with that in mind, it makes a lot of sense that like, Discount Octawar here, I always forget his actual name, forgive me. Like this guy and Asynchronous Rondo, they don't really like fight back. It feels like they kind of just like do their own thing while you like unload on them. Does he not get damaged during that? Oh well, I just wasted a whole lot of strikes. Oh, my battery's dying. Shoot. But yeah, with all that said, I don't know, like now understanding that like there's actually like a really logical reason why the bosses inside of Order are the way they are, I kind of respect them more because like it makes them feel more unique. Like they don't really fight back. They sort of just like passively do their own thing, and it's up to you to decide how to interact with them, right? For a comparison that's completely out of pocket and a lot of people probably won't get. It's kind of like the difference between fighting King K. Rool in DKC 1 and 2 versus the K. Rool fight in DKC 3. Because DKC 1 and 2, like, those fights are incredibly structured. K. Rool does the exact same attacks at the exact same time every single time. And he's only vulnerable at particular parts of the fight, right? So, like, a lot of speedrunners call K. Rool in those games glorified cutscenes because there's pretty much nothing you can do to speed it up. You have no agency in the fight. You just wait for K. Rool to do what he's supposed to do in each like phase, each cycle, and then attack him when the game lets you attack him. But in DKC 3, like K. Rool, he really only does one thing for the entire fight, just fly back and forth. And like the entire fight is like, sure, he's on a consistent cycle, just going back and forth, and it's up to you to try to like figure out the best like way and best time to like try to hit him. And because of that, like the player has way more agency in how they actually fight him in that game. So like again, if I use speedrunning to like illustrate this point, DKC 1 and 2, right? K. Rool is a glorified cutscene. In DKC 3, he's actually like a fairly interesting fight from a speedrunning perspective, because there's a lot of subtle tech you could do to speed that fight up a lot by like hitting the like meeting the right cycles, hitting them at just the right times, and obviously like not messing up. That was a ridiculous tangent I just went on. But that's kind of how I feel about the bosses in Sidewinder. They're very much like King K. Rool in DKC 3. In the sense that like they don't do a lot. They sort of just mind their own business and throw out attacks on their own terms. And then it's up to you to decide like when to approach them, when to attack them, how you want to attack them. And if like you happen to like walk into any of their attacks, like that's on you. So TLDR, a lot like the boss fights in Sidewinder, like I criticized them before. I said a lot of them were pretty underwhelming, pretty undercooked, but I think I've grown to respect them a lot more. I think it should also be said that I know I really only like what I just said really only applies to asynchronous rondo and discount Octoworld. But obviously, like the parallel canon kind of gets a pass in this regard because again, these fights are designed to work with all palettes. I haven't gotten this layout in a while. If these fights are designed to be like to work with all palettes, they don't have to do any work with parallel canon because it's a mirror match by design. You know. That's a lot of bad guys. You could even make it like a similar case for what I just said in terms of like how it applies to the tutorial and final bosses against Marina and Overlorder. Because like those fights, they're less of boss fights and more just like regular levels. Like you're just destroying the portals like in a no floor, right? Like it's just a pretty standard objective. The only key difference being that there's a big boss monster in the middle of the arena that occasionally throws out attacks. And like a lot of times, like you know, a lot of the attacks that Overlorder throws out, like they're not even like really directed at you in particular. Dude, this challenge sucks. But yeah, like a lot of the attacks that Marina and Overlord throw out, they're not really directed at you in particular. They're more so just like thrown out to exert stage control. Like when they shoot out those huge super jumps or like the reef sliders that like vaguely home in on your direction or current location, I should say. I don't even have the zone. What am I doing? Yeah, I think I should save my strikes for when those anglerfish dudes spawn. Shit. This guy. That could have gone bad. There's just like a few more seconds. So many DMs. Sorry about that. Just reading some messages. Stronger Smeletons. I'm amazed I haven't made that joke already. It just felt right to say it then. Don't you dare. He's gonna get stuck. I wonder if Stronger Gelatins applies to Stronger Motorfish, like they have more HP. I suppose, like, yeah, that would make logical sense, right? Where's the last one? Let's see. Let's not corner ourselves. I'll even use up top. I don't know, though. I can't really tell the difference. Like, the Motorfish feel like they're so fragile anyway that even if they are made stronger, like, you know, increasing the HP of something that has 1 HP by 1% or by 100% means it only has 2 HP now, so it's not very significant. Not a lot of good stuff. I forgot I have. Oh, that's really expensive, though. I might as well just buy the pearls. Bit of a waste. I didn't get any chips from that. Hey, was it? There's that one maxed out. Don't you dare! I'm getting a lot of stingrays now. You know, Pro, that really wasn't necessary. With all due respect, I think I got this one. For once, that actually won sound wave damage. Give me something good. Oh, this is a great floor for Slosher. If I had just a bit more range, that is. Fuck. Come on. Hey, quit it. Shoot. Not like this. Yeah, we're really going for those blue chips this time. This late will be quite nice of Slosher. Because I know that one zone down below I could easily just slosh from up here. Just didn't mean to fall. Hey. Did I really not flip the zone? Come on. I said this was gonna be easy. Why? Don't embarrass me like this, Slosher. Come on. Shit. That's really not good. Amazingly, I didn't get my armor broken. Although I suppose I did just invest in maxed out defense, so. Give it to me? Nice. These are all garbage. Give me something good. Oh, it's this layout. I remember this one being really annoying. Yeah, I know, low battery. When my battery dies like floor 29 and I like lose a life to that, I'll be laughing. I'm probably dead, right? Whoops. That's why we bought extra lives. Yeah, I I think that's pretty misleading. Like the way how there's just a wall there instead of a slope. Oh, I did the same thing again. Like, what is with me? Sucks to lose a life to that floor, but whatever. I'm sure we'll go to a vending machine eventually. She's so cool. I don't remember that one. A little bit of dialogue Marina just had. I think I was really hoping we get the fight against Asynchronous Rondo. I feel like Slosh would be really good for that one. Mirror fight. Wow. Dude, do I suck with this thing or what? Thank you, Pearl. Doolies. Oh, Brella, that should be free. Nice shield. Let me just hit over it. That works too. Had to lock in. That first guy was giving me a struggle. First guy was a struggle. After that, the rest of it came pretty naturally. Hey, last 10. Hey, there's the or vending machine. Nah. I'll hit up a vending machine when I need it, like when I'm down to one life. Hey, where do you think you're going? Damn it. Where are the other ones? That ain't good. There's no like an unpour behind me. Yeah. Let's get out of here. The last one is right there. Oh my god, he's one hit. They were body blocking him. Nothing good. It's Still nothing good. Still nothing good. Come on. Wow, I'm not getting the luck I need. Fine. You really want me to, like, not get anything I want? Not even the right colors. Aw, shit, it's this floor. That ain't good. I think I just learned from that you can't get armor back if you're in the air. Because that was definitely longer than 4 seconds. One hit. Nice. New record for that floor. Still felt like it took a little while. I think I'm also starting to hear the more intense elevated music as you get closer to the top that Jay was talking about. It's definitely subtle, but, you know, if you listen for it, it's definitely there. Don't hit me. Wow, those defense upgrades are really coming into play. I think, like, normally that guy, like, if you get hit by that at all, you just die. Come on. I really need you to break already. Dude. Oh god, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna hope that was 4 seconds. Yeah, it was. Armor? Shit. Can I just die already? Well, that's a lot of bad things. Damn it. Cool. And we got a bunch of tri-strike things. We're in great shape. A little scary, but we got through it. I'm not getting the chip luck I need. I mean, I might as well, right? I wonder. Well, that was a lot of money spent. And I didn't even get a chip for it, but at least I got some priz out of it. Rigorous Danger? Oh, I think this is the that like figure eight splat zones one with the sprinkler dudes who rotate between all the zones. With strikes, hopefully this won't be so bad. What's the danger? Oh no. What is this music? So we're gonna be constantly getting smacked by the little rocket dudes, I take it. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. It just means I'll get to farm them faster for the enemy journal or the field guide. I think I'm gonna wait, actually. Ow. Oh shit, no armor. That ain't good. Is that armor I just saw? No. Yeah, now we're back on cycle. It's like when you're staggered in a comp match, you know? Like, sometimes it's better to just wait a little bit, get the team back together, regroup, and push as a team. I should really use my strikes to clear out the dudes down below. Who will not let up with the missiles. Oh my goodness. Save it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It might have just got me killed. Right. Get you out of here. We're almost there. Just gotta keep this up for a bit longer. Just a bit longer. Ow, ow, oh god, that's really bad. Just play cool. I can't keep up. What I really need is like a step-off song, but I don't even have one disc, let alone 3. I think I might take a second to clear out some of these guys. With not losing the zone, though. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I need to get back up there. Oh, yes, step off. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, we got the breathing room we needed. Just give it to me, please. Nice. Took a little while, but we got it in the end. I think that was a new one. At least if I can get that drone killer whale maxed out. I might spam reset on 9. This is a cool looking floor. Although I remember this one, so sometimes I never pay attention to like the surroundings on the edge. But you know, I'm sure the background artists want to feel appreciated. I know if I were a background artist, I want to be appreciated. Someone's got to do it. I think like the real power of this loadout I have is basically having infinite ink. Otherwise, though, like I don't feel too terribly strong. I was watching some clips of other people playing this where like they, they're not trying to max out any particular chips, so they just pick like the options they think will work best. So you have shit like a Luna Blaster that has the fire rate of an Aerospray that could shred through the final boss in less than 30 seconds. I haven't been getting a lot of those, but it's not to say these builds aren't good in their own way. It's just, it feels less noticeable. Like, I feel like running out of ink is an extremely common cause of death inside water. So basically having infinite ink eliminates that entire aspect. Just like, it's not as flashy as having a machine gun bucket. Oh, this one's long. Whoa. Let's just focus on getting strikes ready. What? There you go. Nice. Nothing good. Give me something I want. Something I want. Yes. Hey. I'm gonna have to spam reset floor in the next one, but I don't think I've ever done splat zones on this particular layout. shit. He's up top. I'll probably have to get strike to that guy. He lives on one hit. Unfortunate. Oh, that was not armor. I took a chance. I'll save strikes for the next time. One of those guys. Oh, shoot. Whoops. It was bound to happen eventually. No big deal. Ink in front of that portal. Slow him down a little bit. Oh, shut up, email. I should turn that off. Oh, the zone's not even painted. Jesus Christ. That's annoying. That step-off disc was entirely worthless then. I could hear one of the anglerfish up top. Just give me strikes. Give me. Oh my god. No. Nice. Alright, here's hoping I get the chips I want. Because I feel like there's a few chips I'm like one away from maxing out. Didn't get it. Well, that is the one I wanted. No drone? It's a little sucky, but I can make do without it. Just gotta play my strikes instead. That's armor. Yeah, give me that. Just keep doing circles around it till it breaks eventually. Right now. I can't believe I just missed that. That's embarrassing. Oh shit. Shit. This is not where I want to be. There we go. In fact, as long as you're bouncing around, you really can't get hit. Probably should have read that. I'm sure this plot's gonna end with Smallest somehow getting redeemed. That makes me think of Splatoon 2. I guess most things in this DLC remind me of Splatoon 2 now that I think about it. Least of all the crab-eating cereal commercial. Back to basics. Oh my god, I'm noticing they make a pun each time you fight them with the number. So this is our 6th fight. Because I think one of the ones before was a pun 4 in the name. I feel like this loadout I have is not very well suited for this fight, but we'll try. It's like one shot, dude. Oh, it doesn't blow up when I'm on contact. Probably should have realized that, but whatever. I missed. Come on. I'm not gonna get to it in time. Yep. Oh, that's dangerous. Did your heart stop? Because mine did. Hope that still hits it. I don't think it did. Bro, do you mind? Kind of in the middle of something. Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Not again. Oh god, the super jumps. I don't have the hitbox on them. Alright, finally. Thank you, Pearl. Just give me strikes again. That probably knocks him out. Yeah. Alright. Probably one of the more boring runs I've done. I feel like a lot of the support ships I specialized in weren't super exciting or interesting to use, but, you know, I had to grind them out eventually. Moina. I did buy quite a few pearls this time, so... Be nice if there was like some more stuff to get out of the lockers. Management, guidance, and security. Well, I think they mentioned parallel cannon's supposed to be the security, right? It would have to be that or the gelatins. That person Cuttlefish introduced me to. I like that background. All right, another one done. Probably 120 for the next one. Yeah, I can't afford that. Hey, we got some good stuff. All the Pearl Drone upgrades are complete now. I'm not looking for the maxing out damage. That's going to be a lot of pearls required. Ooh, that's a cool one. A lot better than these two, in my opinion. Hey, let's do one more run. At least. I don't know, maybe I'll get sucked into doing another one. Out of these options, Splatly would probably be my next most preferred choice. I don't have to do all the backlines back to back, so yeah. Honestly, feels pretty similar to a normal heavy splatling, just with like half as much range. Otherwise, the charge time and accuracy seems pretty normal. All right, so what's common? Gonna do another drone run. Okay. What? I have no idea how that man died, but okay. Oh shoot, you can't booyah on this mode, so it just charges at like a fixed rate. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm definitely gonna want to change Splash Wall first chance I can get. I think I used Drone Sprinkler once before on a bonus floor where it gave me nothing but drone chips. I couldn't possibly have gotten it before in any other way because I just bought the upgrade that allows me to get it. I remember it made an impression on me, the way it worked. I'm guessing if it's maxed out, it's just like you constantly have it going. I suppose putting it another way, like if you get 5 chips of like the drone sprinkler, she like you don't have to like charge it up at all, and she just never stops spraying out ink. Because I think that's how I remember it working in that bonus floor. I know I don't need to, but I instinctively mash down on the D-pad whenever I pop Booyah. It's a habit that's carried over into the side order. They don't even let you like kill yourself on vending machine floors even if you wanted to. Oh, these all stink. Although I do need to work on quick charge. Sure. Hopefully I'm not spreading my resources too thin already. Easy. Shot spread reduction. That's fun. But alas, I'd rather focus on the drone ships this run. This one might actually be doable. With Splatling, this isn't too bad, I say, as I already mess up a bunch. Oh, geez. Thanks, Burrow. It actually really came in handy. Knocking all of them off the edge like that. You gotta love Panic Booyah. Even in this mode, it worked. Hey, let's get Asynchronous Rondo. I want to talk about it. Nope. Whoa, how'd that happen? What are you doing, man? What am I doing? Frontline of heavy splatling. Whoops. Oh, do you have that one maxed out? Yeah, we'll check out the vending machine floor. Hope for good luck. And I suppose since this run's been pretty uneventful and quiet so far, just so I have something to talk about. These are all garbage. $600. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. And now the rotation's worse. I messed up. Just give me something decent. Ugh. Yeah, no, these are all really bad. I'll go for Splashdown just because I think I prefer it over Booyah, frankly. Yeah, I just wasted a lot of mem books for nothing. That sucks. Oh my god, is it so hard? Like, I just want some blue chips. There we go. Yeah, because this run's been pretty quiet so far. Just really something to talk about. I think I mentioned in an earlier session that I wasn't too big a fan of the plot of Side Order. And I just kind of left it at that and didn't evaluate it at all. At least I think that's what happened. Maybe I didn't say this and I'm just like gaslighting myself. But in the event that I didn't say it, yeah, like I must admit, like upon further inflection or reflection, I should say. I don't know, like Side Order's plot didn't really captivate me. At least not like as much as like most other like plots in Splatoon as far as the single player modes go. Why isn't my feet getting painted? There we go. And I think a big reason why is just because of like there's a real lack of an emotional hook, I feel. Nothing you do really feels like that significant. It kind of feels like they came up with like the setting and concept of Side Order first and then wrote the plot backwards to try to justify it. Which honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that because Nintendo's like infamously like very against the idea of having like good plots for some reason. And like even in their more like story-driven games, like say The Legend of Zelda, usually the plot is written as like an afterthought just to justify whatever crazy new gameplay features they're trying to promote. But yeah, like like Side Order's plot just doesn't feel very interesting to me, you know? Like it's got this really cool setting and all, and again, like conceptually, it's a roguelike. I like it. But it comes back. It goes back to what I said earlier. Like it really lacks an emotional hook, I feel. At least when compared to the previous stories in this series, with the exception of Splatoon 1's plot. Because that really is just as simple as like, the evil bad guy stole the magical MacGuffin, go get it back, right? Nothing too crazy. Probably because like the bulk of the writing and like what we would call the plot of Splatoon 1 like most of the interesting in that game is just the world building of establishing the world itself, right? Splatoon taking place in a post-apocalyptic Earth after mammals have gone extinct, right? Um, like that was the real plot of Splatoon 1, right? Like not what happens in the single player mode, more so just like the general world building of everything. Like that's what makes it interesting. But like have you had a Splatoon game, right? Have you had a single player mode, like Splatoon 2's hero mode, Octo Expansion, Alterna, like all of those have way more interesting premises, I find, when it comes to their plots, right? I mean, a lot of them are really easy to get invested in, I find. So, like, I'll use Octo Expansion as an example because obviously this DLC is notably compared to Octo Expansion since it's, the second story mode added as DLC halfway through the game's life. Like, it's very obviously supposed to be a parallel, or like it's not supposed to be a parallel, but people obviously draw parallels between this and Octo Expansion. I mean, hell, even ignoring the fact that like it's DLC in a second story mode, like it has most of the same character plot relevance in an Octo Expansion, so have at you, right? But if I use Octo Expansion's plot as an example, it's really easy to get behind that kind of plot. Being like, it's easy to empathize with a 1 in a million underdog trying to make it up to the surface for the first time, right? And like, you really feel that in the gameplay, being underground for so long, being surrounded by a lot of like weird, strange-looking fish, and then towards the end of the game, after you get the 4 things, whatever the hell they're called, and you start working your way towards the surface, like that entire final section is like strictly one final vertical climb. It really feels like you're working your way towards the surface, right? And like it's just rewarding to like finally make it up into the light. Reference the name of the credits, right? Like it's a captivating premise, like escaping the underground and being the first to make it up to the surface, right? Like Splatoon 3 has a plot of a villain like that was like set up in the previous game, and you get like that cool like moment of terror when you realize that everything you've been doing in Samurun has actually been fueling his evil plot to destroy the world, right? Like that alone makes it interesting to me, right? Even Splatoon 2's like basic story mode, which is heavily criticized for being super derivative, at least has some like interesting character stuff between Callie and Marie, like following the aftermath of that game's final fest, right? With Marie getting a lot more plot significance and Callie being pushed into the role of a villain because she lost, right? Like, that's cool. Even if like the actual like gameplay of Splatoon 2's hero mode is extremely derivative of what Splatoon 1 did in its hero mode. But like I digress. Like in all these games, there's like something to them, like some plot. I'm so on autopilot right now, Jesus. There's something to these stories that make them interesting to like discuss and get into, right? And I guess I'm having a discussion about Splatoon 3, about Sideorder's plot, so like it's not interesting to discuss, but like I don't know, like I find it's really hard to care about it, I should say. Mid-fire charge, that would be fantastic. I have a feeling this is one of those chips that you only need one of, so I might as well get it out of the way now. But yeah, like, it's just really difficult to care about Sideorder's plot, I feel, because ostensibly, to me, it kind of feels like we're just cleaning up a mess that Marina accidentally started, And like, it's cool that like it picks up on things that were like set up but never really fully addressed following the ending of Octo Expansion, with like the whole like Kamabo Corp and their sanitation like practices and like how that's pretty messed up. Like Octo Expansion kind of just forgets about that stuff once you make it to the surface, and it's never fully addressed. So like, it's cool that they finally got around to that, but like, otherwise, like, aside from like fulfilling on a promise and like getting back to what happens following the ending of Octo Expansion, like there really isn't a lot to be invested in this plot, I feel. It's more so fun to just see these characters again, like Pearl and Marina, especially in Splatoon 3, because, up until right now, they were never in this game. At least not, like, physically or directly. It was always just, they're there collabing with Wet Socks, the band, but you never actually get to see or, like, hear them. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, and I feel like probably most of what I'm saying isn't even like coherent or like well thought out because it is exactly midnight right now, and I'm like super on autopilot playing this. But yeah, like Sideways plot didn't really do it for me. I find. I don't know how unpopular of an opinion that is. Probably very unpopular because most Splatoon fans are just like. I think like a lot of people these days tend to confuse good characters for good plot. One of my favorite examples was that being. I always compare Splatoon to things that other people might not care about, but I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan, right? And a lot of people in that community say Skyward Sword has a fantastic plot, to which I say I don't really think it has a good plot. It just has a lot of really good characters. If you actually look at what happens in that game, it's a pretty standard MacGuffin hunt with a wild goose chase thrown into the middle of it, and then some time travel shenanigans, and then like they reveal halfway through that everything that happened was like some divine plot. Like I could get into the nitty gritty of it, but like Skyward Sword's plot, if you really look at it, is an incoherent mess, right? But people love it because it's got characters like Girahim and Groose and debatably the best Link in the series. And like to a lot of people, like good characters like equate to a good plot. However, I do think there's a very like it's important to keep those elements distinct, right? Because you could have good characters and a bad story, and vice versa, like a good story with bad characters. Ideally, of course, you probably want both, like a great story with great characters. But like those two things are not mutually exclusive, is what I'm trying to get at. And I can't help but feel like to the people who really like Sidewater's plot, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if some of it is just, they're excited to see Pearl and Marina and Deadfish back together. Like, oh man, it's just like Octo Expansion again. Like, I miss these characters so much. But it's like, what are you really doing, right? You have this nonsensical plot of like the artificial intelligence or virus in a like fake digital world that Marina made following the events of Octo Expansion, going rogue and trying to like brainwash people into losing their free will. And if it happens to them in like the digital world, eventually it'll like reduce their ability to think and feel in the real world. And like it's like I can't even explain it because it's so nonsensical and confusing to me, right? Like I think a lot, like some people would be like, "Oh, that's on you for like not paying enough attention to the plot, for mashing through all the dialogue." Which, I mean, maybe I did just a little bit, but like, oh, come on, I don't like this challenge. But I think it speaks volume when the previous games and the previous stories in this series were still able to be like thought provoking and interesting, without being like stupidly like abstract or complicated, right? Not even complicated. Like Sideways plot isn't that complicated. It's just very abstract and difficult to understand. Because a lot of what we hear, like a lot of things we're told, is just like we're expected to believe them because a trustworthy character said to believe them, right? Like when Marina says like, "Oh yeah, like when Order takes over people's minds in the Memverse, they'll begin to lose their free will in the real world." Like why would you even think to believe that that's what would happen to them if Marina didn't tell you it, right? Like it feels very like half-assed and like just they had to pull some stakes out of their asses just to make sure this plot had like some stakes. Like, because that's the thing, like Sidewater, like the plot of Sidewater has a lot of like the like it has really high stakes, like Order's gonna keep pulling more and more people into the Memverse and like removing their memories and like removing their ability to think and feel for themselves, and like eventually they'll just create like a bland, colorless world where like no one's able to think for themselves and nothing will ever be allowed to change. Like, yeah, like the stakes are high, but like I just don't care because it never really feels like the stakes are that high, Again, like maybe this is an unfair comparison, but like look at Octo Expansion, where like the end of that game, Commander Tartar comes out, explains his plot, his grandmaster plan, and like very like basic, understandable terms that you don't need a flipping like 15-minute cutscene of exposition to explain it to. And then the stakes are made very clear when he pulls out a giant death laser pointed at Angopolis, right? Like the stakes are made pretty abundantly clear there. And you definitely feel them, right? Like again, like some people, I'm sure some people will take issue with my my opinions here because they'll just be like, oh, like you just don't get the plot. Like you're just complaining that it's too complicated. Like you're just too dumb for this shit. But like, you know, there is such a thing as like being too abstract. You know. Again, like we only like the stakes only feel like they're super high because Marina tells us the stakes are high, but like we're never really shown it. Like you could say like, oh, what about all like the palettes that are in here that represent all the people that like Order has pulled into the members? Like to that, I'd be like, yeah, all 12 of them. Big whoop, you know? Yeah, I'll just do quick charge, why not? I don't know. Maybe once people begin to like break down this plot and post like 3-hour-long video essays explaining why it's actually a masterpiece, I'll come to appreciate it more. But for the time being, like Side Order's plot is definitely one of its weaker aspects, I think. Like it really just feels like they needed some kind of excuse or justification for why you're in like this monochrome grayscale world. And they just like pulled some shit out of their ass to explain it, to justify it. And again, you won't see me complaining. I love this aesthetic, and like, you know, plot's never the reason why I play games. I'm always, as much as I shit on Nintendo for always being like super stubbornly like gameplay first, story second. I mean, I'm very much the same way. Like, I don't need a grand riveting plot to enjoy a game. Like Super Meat Boy and Donkey Kong Country are some of my favorite games ever, and like their plots couldn't be more simple if they tried. However, I do think that doesn't mean I like won't take a good plot if I can get one, right? And like as an example of that, right? Like you know, Celeste is my favorite game of all time. Like I'm a big platformer guy. I like games that are like mechanically challenging and simple, where like and so like Celeste is one of those games, right? Like it's just a pretty standard 2D platformer where there's two buttons, well, three, like jump, dash, and grab, right? Um, but like despite like 2D platformers usually being like the last games that have like compelling plots, like Celeste manages to be an exception to that rule by having an incredibly moving plot about like mental illness, depression, and OCD and whatnot. I don't know. Anxiety is the big one, not OCD. What the hell am I saying? But like, you know, I didn't need that game to have a good plot. Like the core gameplay is like fun enough that I could replay it over and over and over and never get tired of it. But like the fact that it has a good plot, it's like the cherry on top of the cake, you know? It's like I didn't need this, but I'm glad it's here. It definitely contributes to like why I like the game so much. I'm really struggling getting this last portal. I can't get any momentum. I should probably just like build Splashdown and pop it on top of them. See how this goes. Nice. Oh god, that's bad. I keep forgetting I have the mid-charge recharge thing. Gotta take advantage of that more. Where even is the last portal? Oh, it's back over there. This is not where I want to be. You know, for as yay, layered rotator. For as incoherent as that rant about Side Order's plot was, it did last me a good 10 floors. So I've come to respect this boss significantly more than I used to. And if I'm being honest, it's probably just because the music for this fight goes incredibly hard and I never realized it before. Oh. Let's just do this to clear some space. I feel like the pieces higher up have higher defense to to try to encourage you to break them down from the bottom up. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I've come to respect this boss a lot more, not only because I'm upon listening to some of the soundtrack for Side Order, I realized this boss's theme goes unbelievably hard. Just also going back to what I was talking about in my last run while fighting Discount. That ain't good. When I was fighting Discount Octowhirl, like a lot of the well, not a lot, really just this guy in Discount Octowhirl, like they kind of just do their own thing, and it's up to you to decide like how fast you want to fight them, right? Because really all this dude does is like spew out enemies and spin around in circles until you get caught. And if you get caught, he throws out an attack. But like otherwise, like he doesn't really do anything. He's like it's an extremely like passive fight, and I think that kind of makes it interesting. And again, like it probably had to be this way because they had to make sure this fight would work with any palette. Oh, I suppose he also has that one other state where if you try to get underneath him, he lifts up and sends out like that wave breaker shockwave. What was that? Shit, trash track. Couldn't make it. That's a lot of bombs. Also, apparently, upon doing some research, the song it sings is like just ebb and flow by Off the Hook, but distorted, and with all the syllables scrambled out of order. So people have already been making compilations of like unscrambling, like the order of the syllables and like putting it on top of an instrumental of ebb and flow. And if you do that, yeah, it really just sound like someone just singing ebb and flow horribly out of tune, which is pretty funny. Let's just shut him down this way. Oh, that didn't hit, unfortunate. Nice. Another cute thing I've noticed upon like listening to people talk about this fight. I don't know if I've ever pointed it out, but the arena. There's a lot of like cages lined up on the walls. It's like implying that's like one big jail block, and the boss itself is supposed to be like the watchtower, keeping all of them like looking in on all of them, which is why it has a big spotlight attached to it. Pretty cool. Nice. Is this one maxed out? Oh, geez. This one might be pretty tricky. Oh, God. Shit. I'm in trouble. Shockingly, the zone hasn't been flipped yet. This is like really not going well. Thank God for faster armor regen. Is that not good enough? Come on. Armor. Yeah, I'm like really struggling to keep up. This is like you can just get swarmed from all sides with this layout. This is really hard. There we go. Was that step off disc? I'm probably dead, right? I'm guessing I just barely hit that checkpoint. Didn't actually really like lose anything. Dude. Please. Dude. This sucks. Do you guys mind? It's like impossible to keep up. Oh my god. Just give it to me, please. I don't want to. No! Fuck. One away. Unlucky, dude. Yeah, now I'm losing all of that. I need that. Right, just give it to me, please. I should be fine. Okay, good. I wanted to finish that discussion about the bosses because, you know, I finally got to fight the one I've been meaning to talk about for a while now. But I got a bit distracted by the floor because it was definitely pretty tricky. Yeah, like I said before, I've come to respect all of the bosses in this, like in Side Order, a lot more than I did before. I think the real issue isn't like the quality of the bosses or like how they're undercooked. I think it's more so just how few of them there actually are. Because again, like I think I mentioned before, like one of the big problems with Side Order is that for being a roguelike that you're supposed to replay over and over and over again, there is a surprisingly little amount of variety. And the bosses are definitely a good example of that because you're forced to fight two and then Disorder Disorder. Overlord, that's what he's called, at the end of a time, right? So, like, on any given playthrough that makes it to the end, you're fighting two, like, basic bosses on floors 10 and 20, but there's only 3 total. So, like, you know, those bosses definitely going to get stale pretty quickly. So I think, like, yeah, the problem isn't so much the quality of the bosses, more so just the quantity. There isn't enough for a game for a story that's supposed to be like replayed over and over and over again. And maybe one of the reasons why the bosses feel undercooked is when you like replay the same thing over and over and over again, you definitely start to see the cracks in it. Like any like little flaws seem a lot more significant than they are, which is also why I'm. It's another reason why I'm against transitioning like competitive Splatoon to a zones only meta, because like sure, like zones might be the best game mode, but like if we only did zones, you definitely start to see like the problems with zones would get a lot more apparent. The fact that like games are like really lockout heavy, and how short they could be, and how like stale and repetitive the meta would be, since most things in zones are like the viability of most things in zones comes down to what specials they have and how well can they paint. Like like those issues are like they matter less if we're playing all the modes because you know like you'll get a break from them every other game, you know, like because different modes value different things. But if we only did zones, like we'd be putting up with those problems constantly, and then they'd start to feel a lot more significant than they really are. Because at the end of the day, like we're not supposed to only play zones. We're supposed to play all of the modes. That's why in like the normal ranked rotation, it's not just zones only in series, like or zones only in X Battle. No, it rotates between all 4 modes. So going back to Side Order, I keep going on like tangential. I keep ranting about things that are tangentially related to Side Order for way longer than I mean to. But relating back to Side Order, right? A lot of like the bosses in Side Order are honestly all pretty fine. They're not like amazing, but they're not like fantastic. Like, they're not amazing, but they're definitely not bad. But because there's like not enough variety, and you're gonna be replaying this over and over and over again, you're gonna be replaying those bosses over and over and over again, and then like the things they do poorly stand out a lot more than they otherwise would. Can I get some blue chips, please? Thank you. And none of these are good. How about quick charge? I wonder what determines the cost of extra lives, because 184 membucks is a very specific number. And I'm just shy. Oh, I guess that's what determines how much lives cost. Duly noted. Thank you, Ash. Yeah, I'm just not getting the things I need. Like, really not getting the things I need. Like, really not getting the things I need. Come on, dude. Might as well, because it's a new ability, but it's a bit too late to be investing in that. Just wasted 2,500 membucks on one floor, basically. Well, more like two, because the vending machine was also like the floor before that one, but... Yeah, the recharge is definitely really good for these turbine ones, for getting past the checkpoints. Damn, pretty good. Just give me the abilities I need, man. Come on, what is this luck? I mean, I might as well get this just to get it in the catalog. Or like so I could have it show up when I open up the chip menu. Don't move an Octoling for him. See how much... Oh, this is a new floor layout. Whoa, this one looks cool. Don't move an Octoling for him. Like, on a floor like this, with a Splatling? No way. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to sacrifice all my money. This was cool, though. Jesus, that's not good. Just take away my money. I don't care anymore. Splash down, please. Step off. Perfect. Just in time for the big one, too. And I have no ink. Whew. Let me through. That's not a big one. Alright. Might have taken a little while, but we got it. I think the real problem is I have no money left. Just give me the chips I want, man. Like, come on, what is this? I'm just not getting it. It's rigorous. I keep forgetting I have a charge store with this. Because it's just something I don't expect to have with heavy, you know? Oh, geez. I got scared. I'm still scared, honestly. Oh, this is not where I want to be. At least the tower got the checkpoint too, apparently. Ow. I think I took that missile straight to the face. I didn't die. Yeah, I think the defense, all the defensive I have definitely makes me able to be a lot more reckless than I was able to before. Nice. If I could max out that Splatling Barrage one, that'd be fantastic. Apparently not. Nope. 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 This better be it, otherwise I'm out of money. Ah, crap. That stinks. We might as well go for this, just so I can try to keep this as monochrome as possible, even though at this point, this run ain't looking too monochrome. These last 10 floors, I really haven't been focusing on blue chips. Probably because the game won't give me any. Which, maybe that's a sign. Oh, I know why it's not giving me any. It's because I only have 3 pearl slots, I bet. I got it. And like all the ones I have are already maxed out. That would explain a lot. Nice. Alright. I'm really banking on getting Splatling Barrage. Or Quick Charge. Alright, we might be able to squeeze out another completion one for Quick Charge. Well, that's not ideal, because it means I'll have to do another Splatling one eventually, where I focus on red chips. Oh, this one's gonna be significantly easier with a longer ranged weapon. Yeah. I don't have to go back and forth. I could just stay in this zone the entire time. I need that armor. What I really need is another splashdown. Oh, this is really bad. Holy shit. Uh-oh. Stop. No. Dude. Will you just, like, quit it, man? Ow. Oh god, my nose is itchy. Armor's broken. Nose is itchy. It's all gone to shit. Alright. Gonna hope a quick charge. And I didn't get it. Shit, and there it is. Alright. I was hoping I don't choke on the danger floor right at the end. No item drops? It's not like I depend on them like at all. The other zone's definitely gonna wear off. Thanks, Pearl. How cool would it be if you could fire Splat while gliding with the drone? It's like a whole new weapon type. I already forget what I did in my last session to make this sword go so well, because I cannot do this sword well anymore. It was just the weapon type. I could believe that. So I feel like I'm just always behind on this floor. Don't do it. Don't you dare. Fuck. Just paint. Pearl actually hitting him with that burst bomb kind of screwed me because I knocked him back into the zone. I was a little nervous. Right. What's the 7th? Small God damn it. The 7th smallest lake. Regret. Except no substitutes. Oh, quick charge. I didn't even notice how insane that is for this gun. Man, I wonder what this Ploutling fire rate up looks like. That'd be insane. Fine by me. Kind of a bad spot to be. Wow, I really threaded the needle. Yikes. Is that gonna hit it? Not quite. Please die. And what would it be so cool if he just didn't? He must have like one hit left. Don't do anything stupid, mate. Just run up and do it. Nice. On the one down. That's a cool pose. Yeah, not a lot of praise because I spent a lot of money in that run. Almost there. Only got 3 more pallets to go, and then whatever the last one is. Ooh, cool banner. I'm surprised I don't see more people using that one. I'm surprised I got this guy maxed out before, like, any of these guys. Yeah, I really like that holographic Pokemon card effect it has. Is that like Splatoon charge speed? No. Slash speed? I don't know why slash speed would have to be any different than main firing speed. Seems a little redundant. Could also be like projectile velocity. But again, like I feel like that could have been a more general one instead of only being for Splatana. That's a little silly. We're getting places. I'm just not noticing. Some of these are like linked together. I wonder why. I don't fully understand. That's it. Parallel mask. Can't afford the next one. You know, let's just get these out of the way, just so they're done. All of the enemy hacks done. Probably should have invested in. I keep forgetting about the damn Membucks one. It's definitely more beneficial to invest in early on, I bet. Whoops, wrong button. Nope, don't do that. Alright, we got another 2 done. Bucket and Splatling. What does info say? Oh yeah, I forgot about all this. Oh, what am I doing? Which one to do next? Probably either the Brella or the Bow. Probably Brella, honestly. Again, the Brella doesn't actually feel too different from the normal Brella. Maybe just a little bit shorter ranged. I don't know. Although I'd say V-Brella is like maybe my least used weapon in all of Splatoon. So what do I know? And if you couldn't tell by me yawning, I am very tired. I can't pull another 5-hour stream like last night, so I think we'll just call it here for the night, and we'll maybe try to get these next 3 all done in one session, or maybe what I could do is 2 and 2. Yeah, maybe we do 2 and 2. But that'll be another day, or rather 2 other days in the future. In the meantime, I'm gonna go to bed. Whoo boy, take it easy.